Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Tom Provost, the Diabetic Man here, with Jeff Steinbach. Good
Hello,
day.
how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Okay,
Ready to work.
a lot of interesting stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do we start?
Right, for those of you who might not have watched the last interview with Jeff is the owner of Uhles Tobacco, smoking permitted since 1939, which makes him my boss, which he is also a member and currently the vice president of NATO, which is the National Association of Tobacco Outlets. NATO is a lobbying group that fights on behalf of tobacco, local tobacco shops.
Right. We address everything from local legislation like smoking bans, age 21, to state issues with regulation, to, of course, the big one, the federal issues.
The FDA regarding pipe tobacco flavorings and cigars. We're going to get to that. There's some important things you absolutely need to know. So stick around. But right now, it seems that there are numerous. I'm counting one, two, three, at least three major cities that are fighting for an age increase in order to purchase tobacco.
Well, this is on the anti-tobacco movement. This seems to be the trend right now. It's going from 18 to 21. Mitch Zeller from the FDA has actually stated that he would like to see up to age 25. Um,
You could literally drink before you could smoke and rent a car.
yeah, but what's happening on this age 21 deal? It's another attack on the tobacco industry. It's also an attack on a segment of adults and their ability for free choice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Obviously the 18 to 20 year olds. There's a couple of problems with that. First off, at age 18, you can legally get married. You can get divorced.
Yeah.
You pay taxes.
Taxes.
You commit a crime, you're going to prison as an adult.
As an adult.
You can obviously serve in the armed forces, fight, and possibly die for your country. You vote, but don't choose to use tobacco.
Okay. You basically do everything except what they deem to be harmful for the children.
And your antis will say, well, alcohol is 21. Tobacco should be 21. Well, alcohol is 21 because the feds went to all the states and said, in order to receive highway funds, you'll have age 21. So it's a 21 across the country. That's why it's 21.
All right.
Well, the antis say, well, you have 18-year-olds in high school, and we need to keep tobacco out of our high schools. So if you look at it and you use the CDC statistics, ending in the year 2014, the 5 year span before that, tobacco use among high school students, including the 18-year-olds, has dropped from about 15% down to 9.2. It's dropped by a third at age 18.
At age 18.
And one of the thoughts I had was, okay, it's a significant drop, but what about alcohol use? I thought alcohol use would probably be double what tobacco use is in high schools at age 21. And Mr. Bryant from NATO, who's the executive director of NATO, he said, well, let's check with the CDC and use their statistics. And it was kind of surprising because alcohol use among high school students is 34.9%.
Well, 6 times?
4 times.
Four.
Almost 4 times.
I don't do the
Oh,
math
okay.
very well.
I got to watch you on the register.
Yeah.
And that's at age 21.
Mm-hmm.
So the argument that it needs to be 21 in order to keep it out of high school really doesn't hold water. And it may, at age 21, have the reverse effect.
Mm-hmm.
the forbidden fruit. It'll make it much more interesting.
It'll be sexier to get your hand
Yeah,
on a cigarette or a.
well, you look at Cuban cigars. Why are they so popular in the U.S.?
I've
You
never
can't
even
have
tried
them.
one. Yeah.
You can't have them. That's
Every day we get someone asking for one.
sure,
Every single
sure,
day.
sure, and that's human nature. So that's the problem. Now, like Cleveland, Ohio, I believe they already passed that. Yeah, it looked like they adopted that. Boston, Massachusetts, I
Is
think
looking
that
for it.
is looking to do an age 21.
They have a public health commission hearing is scheduled for the 17th of December 2015.
So anybody out in Boston, that's a great hearing to go to.
And just a local shout out for we did a video uh, Thursday, Wes, Andy, and I, telling people to support your local tobacconists. Well, Boston, Massachusetts is home of L.J. Peretti and Company.
Famous elderly person.
Famous L.J. Peretti and Company. A great shop, great folks who work there, nice blends. If you are in that 18 to 20 range and you currently go to L.J. Peretti, or you have friends who go to L.J. Peretti, or you just want to help a customer base at a local tobacconist in your area, get involved in this. Boston, Massachusetts, Cleveland, Ohio, and
Well, Cleveland, I think is too late. It looks like they passed that already. San Francisco is thinking about that,
why wouldn't they, right?
but they can't.
Yeah, that was already something that we discussed in the last video. That was shut down in the state of California because in their state bylaws,
They're
cities
preempted
can't.
from doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah, they can't do more than what the state allows them to do. So that's it on 21.
Keep looking out in your local, within your local government to see if they're going to try to raise these age limits and get involved if and when that happens. Next, we were talking last time about the FDA laws, the FDA deeming oppression, the deeming regulations
the scary elephant in the room that nobody talks
that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot out there on some of the vaping sites. I've seen on some of the different forums and the internet forums. Well, we know that what they're going to do is. Why don't we know what they're going to do?
Because they don't have to tell us yet at this
They
point.
don't have to tell us yet at this point in time. So
And
if you're on something and they say Joe Smith of XYZ Vape Cigar Pipe Tobacco.com says he has a copy of the regulations in his hands, what should we do?
I would take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yes.
I've heard that come up a number of times. It turned out that a lot of it is what they suggested over a year ago that was public.
Mhm.
What they've actually submitted to the OMB is not.
All right.
And
who's the OMB?
It's the Office of I forget what it stands
Something
for.
with budget.
It's a White House office that reviews the economic impact of these regulations.
All right.
So this is actually the final step in the FDA getting their deeming regs through. Is getting it through the Office of the OMB.
So the regulations are out there, or at least the proposed. They're not official because they have to pass the OMB.
Mm-hmm.
OMB sounds like something you said from the White House. Is there anything we can do to influence, impact,
No.
Annoy? Nothing we can do?
No. OMB has held hearings with interested parties. The National Association of Tobacco Outlets was there on the 4th, Friday the 4th this month. And, we've been able to give our input. Tom Bryant and Mary Zarmak, who's president of NATO. Tom Bryant is the executive director.
Okay.
Met with the OMB at that time and raised some real concerns with the deeming regs, particularly with pipe tobacco. A small company like Uhles could be considered a manufacturer. Which
Missed all the manufacturing equipment in the basement, right?
Yeah. And likewise, about 3,000 tobacco shops around the country
Would all be manufactured, taxed at a different rate.
Anybody that takes a bulk blend, whether or not they have a recipe and mix it. But
Mhm.
you take like a Lane BCA and throw it in a bag and call it something. A lot of stores do that. They would actually could be considered a manufacturer.
All right.
That this would be devastating
Now,
because a small business, like Uhles or any of the other ones, wouldn't be able to conform to all these regulations.
no, there's
Not,
just no way.
no.
Now, they had the meeting, and nothing has come of it yet. Nothing. But thumbs up, thumbs down. No idea. Do we know
Um,
how it was received?
it was received very well. I mean, the OMB asked good questions. Uh, and you get the hope that there's a little bit of common sense in Washington.
All
So
right.
so that we're hopeful. Uh, number of the vape manufacturers said, man, under these potential deeming regs, we're out of business.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of it goes back to the pre-market, what do they call it? PMTA, pre-market tobacco application, which uh, has think of the date February 15th, 2007.
Okay.
Anything produced after that would have to undergo the pre-market tobacco application, which could, per SKU or barcode,
Yeah.
could run over $1 million in SKU.
And that would kill
Who could?
everything.
Yeah,
That really would.
it's just not doable.
Is there anything? Uh, you said there's nothing we can do with the OMB. There's nothing we can do with the FDA. But I saw on like Cigar Aficionado yesterday. Today is December 11th, 12th, 12th. So I saw yesterday on Cigar Aficionado, and I think they published it on the 10th. Something that we can do something for cigars. So not pipes, not
Yes,
pipe tobacco, not vape, but something we can do it for a cigar.
and this goes to the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan,
Oh, Wisconsin boy.
the Wisconsin guy, a good guy.
I've never met him. Good guy.
I well, I'm sure he doesn't remember me, but I got to shake his hand. But yeah, now this is a time, and it's real important within the next day or two to contact his office and ask him to, because there's a movement right now in Congress to eliminate premium cigars from FDA regulation. And
What is a premium cigar by the definition?
all tobacco,
All right.
hand rolled, long filler, uh, you know,
All right.
if it's made by a machine, it's not a premium cigar.
Okay. Which is
It's
not only good for us as a local business, it's good for all the countries that have been making cigars
exactly,
for us.
exactly. But it's actually a very small segment. I mean, for us, it's a big segment of our livelihood. But in the grand scheme of things,
Right there.
this is a Aroma de Cuba,
Hmm.
a EE number 3, great cigar. But in the grand scheme of things, premium hand rolled cigars are not.
Hmm.
Um, but right now is the time to contact Congressman Ryan's office and say that you want him to support the exemption of premium cigars from FDA regulation.
So in the last month, have you smoked an Alec Bradley? Have you smoked an Ashton, a Roma de Cuba, a San Cristobal? Have you smoked anything, a Camacho? Have you smoked the Drew Estates? Those are all made by hand. If you have enjoyed one or sat with somebody at a shop who's enjoyed one, even if you only smoke the pipe, this is you. This is impacting you, and impacting people that, I mean, Jeff, before I worked here, was just someone I enjoyed seeing. He was, the proprietor at my local shop, and I would come in on a regular basis. It would affect him even if I wasn't working here. This is something that does affect us all. And there is, you said we can call out to Speaker, his House Speaker now,
Yes,
Paul Ryan,
we should give the number.
and we're going to give the number. It's 202 225 06 202-225-0600.
Oh, does that pick it up on?
And I am, no, it wasn't, but
Let's see if we get through.
we're in a basement. It is ringing. We're going to call right now.
Mailbox is not answering. This mailbox is full and cannot accept new messages.
There's also a Twitter account, so I do not, it has a hyperlink in our printout here. But get on this. Get on this right now. Call Cigar Lovers Need to Act Now. Go to, I saw it on Cigar Aficionado.
Well, this one I think came from J.C. Newman Company. Okay. They're the ones that put the hyperlink for the Twitter account, so you might be able to.
J.C. Newman Cigar Company.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there, Google it, look it up, and act.
Yeah.
Protect our local tobacconists, whether it's the cigars or the age 21.
Actually, you could Google Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan, he's probably got a website, and contact him through email. I doubt if that's full.
But reach out as often as you can.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, you've been here since 1974.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 years before I was born. What advice would you give to people who are interested in getting involved, maybe in becoming a tobacconist or getting a job involved here, or just customers who are interested in helping out their local shops? What's some advice?
I think right now is a critical time to stay on top of your legislators. Contact them. Give your input on these issues. You'd be surprised at how much input you can actually have. A well-worded letter. A lot of times when you're
spelling errors, please.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times a letter, hand addressed envelope, gets a little bit more attention than an email.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the contacting of Paul Ryan, I don't think we have time to send a letter. Email. But a well thought out letter it's actually, people do read them.
Yes.
Use this snail mail.
Get on this, guys. We're going to keep you updated with anything that comes down with the FDA. If the FDA deeming regulations were to drop tomorrow, after the Packer game, I would bother Jeff, not during the Packer game.
No.
No, but I would find a way to get together with Jeff so we could discuss what we can. So keep a lookout for that. And until then, call about this cigar exemption. Call Speaker Ryan, email, Twitter, do whatever you can that way. Shoot.
And again, the sooner the better.
ASAP.
And maybe on Monday when they clears out his mailbox,
you can get through again.
But
enjoy your pipe. Enjoy your cigar.
Yep.
Have a good weekend. Thank you again, Jeff.
Thank you.